Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi, Batra, and this is the earnings special edition where our focus is on Bikaji Foods International numbers. The Q4 FY24 consolidated year-on-year numbers showed up that the revenue went up by 33% at 614 odd crore rupees for the company. Now remember, the EBITDA improved substantially as well by 160% at 161 odd crore rupees for the company. Margins improved to 26.2% versus 13.4% earlier in the last quarter, same year, last year, same quarter. Also, when we talk about the net profit, that's jumped substantially as well to nearly 200 odd percent at 116 odd crore rupees for the company. So, blowout earnings that are coming in. Let's understand from the top management itself as to what really went into this earnings quarter, what was behind this performance, and whether this could be sustainable going forward from here. Mr. Manoj Verma, the Chief Operating Officer of Bikaji Foods, joins in. Also with us in this panel will be Rishabh, Jain, Chief Financial Officer of Bikaji Foods. Welcome to Business Today Television, and thank you so much for taking the time out to discuss your quarterly earnings. Mr. Verma and Rishabh, to both of you, many congratulations for the blowout performance that you've done in this quarterly earnings. Let's start off with Manoj, you to tell us, how was this quarter? How did you see it and assess it as per you? Has it met your expectations or exceeded your expectations? And what really went into this performance?
First of all, thank you, Sakshi, for giving us this opportunity to speak with you. Talking about the year gone by, I think this is a story of two halves, right? So if we break this year in two parts, first half and second half, the first half saw a little bit of, the slowdown in consumption, and which is what industry spoke loud and you would have heard across. I think to a certain extent that was true for us as well. But as we exited this quarter, so this quarter has been extremely well for us, wherein, we've delivered in traditional snacks. If I talk about our volume growth of 15%, which is now by far, and at a full year level, it's a 17% volume growth for traditional snacks. And so is the Western snacks as well. The rural market now, which witnessed some slowdown in quarter two and a little bit in quarter three, more on account of, one was early monsoons and delayed monsoons. The consumption went down, which has also started picking up. So what I see is that going forward also the momentum would continue.
Okay. Just as a follow-up, since you've talked about the volume growth in both traditional and the Western snacks, overall for the full year FY24, you had guided for 18%. Where are you at currently at the end of FY24?
So full year volume growth is 15.5. That's for the overall company. But 17% we spoke about category snacktionary growth is what we said was about 16 to 18. We have delivered 17% snacktionary growth full year.
Okay. And what is the outlook that you'd have for volume growth as far as FY25 is concerned?
So I think going forward, we keep up this momentum. So something between 15 to 17% is what we are looking at. And that's the way we have built our capacities.
Okay, got that. Let's get Rishabh also into the conversation. Rishabh, all your segments, packaged sweets, ethnic sweets and Western snacks have contributed to this quarter as well. Could you tell us, earlier you had indicated that probably the revenue from Western snacks is going to be increasing, and also this quarter also had Holi for you. So, how was the packaged sweets segment's performance as well, and how do you see the revenue contribution from all these three segments continuing in FY25?
Yeah, so largely packaged sweet and papads, so both have done a reasonably good job for us. So they've largely grown in line of company. Snack Western snacks grown reasonably good. So largely we set up a plant across all part of India in two segments basically, namkeen and Western snack, and we set up full capacity to grow. So from next year also largely we see that traditional as well as Western snacks will grow at the same momentum. We've taken a target to grow at least 10 to 15% volume growth at least for next 2.5 years. That's a target we've taken.
Okay, and you had also commissioned this new facility, frozen facility, sometime last year, and that was as per the plan. Could you tell us how is it coming along, and what kind of revenue contribution do you see from that one in terms of the peak revenue potential also, if you can indicate as to that can happen in the long term for you?
Yeah, so that frozen plant largely has been set up for two reasons basically. One, of course, So it's a good, it can help export market to grow. Like frozen is a big market for export, and currently a lot of trials are going on. By end of June, we'll set up all the trials and complete all the trials. So at peak capacity, what we see, it can contribute close to 200 crore top line at peak capacity. But yeah, currently it's a small business for us. A lot of investment will go in next 3 4 years.
3 to 4 years. Okay. And what is the revenue peak potential you said?
So around 200 crore rupees, peak
200 odd
potential.
crore rupees. Okay, got that. Manoj, could you also bring in for us, since Rishabh is talking about how this could be aiding into your export potential going forward, how much of your business currently comes from international business and where do you see that headed?
So currently, exports contribute to about 3.5% to our overall revenue, which has grown at about 25% this year. Of this exports business, if we look at frozen, contributes to about 40% of business, which till date, I mean, till now, we were all outsourcing it. Now, with the with just Rishabh spoke about, I think this is what will really fuel the fire in terms of the growth potential in our exports business. Now, to your question of how do we see it, so we'll see the momentum high on the exports business, but at the same time, our domestic business would also continue to do well. So we'll see, say this 3.5 may become 4, 4.5 at the max. That's how the contribution in next 3 4 years you will see.
Oh, okay, understood. And what is your current market share in the core markets that you are in, and has it gone up since the last time we spoke to you?
So we have picked up market shares in our core market for traditional snacks. I mean, that's where we traditionally or the strength is. So we have about 45% market share in our core markets.
Okay, and do you see any scope of improvement from the current level, say in FY25 by the end of it?
So of course, teams are working, on that stuff. It's holding, as big a share also is a task. But then yes, we are committed, and we will see that we gain certain basis point on this stuff.
Okay. Rishabh, let me get you in. How about the margins guidance? Where are you at, and how do you see? Because I want to understand it with respect to the raw material costs as well. Is the best of the lower raw material costs already priced in, and where do you see it headed?
So largely last year raw material supported well to us. So but yeah, we did a lot of hard work in maintaining good raw material, maintaining good systems in purchasing of raw material. But yeah, this year we see that there can be some inflationary pressure. We are seeing some pressure in few raw materials. But yeah, we have done some good hedging in all key raw materials. So but yeah, this year will be increase in raw material. We'll also pass on the price once we see that it go beyond the threshold of gross margin.
Okay, what kind of price hikes could you be looking at, and would it be in all the three segments, say in ethnic snacks, also in sweets as well as western snacks, or will it be concentrated to some parts?
So largely we see that the price rise will be around traditional investment snack.
Traditional and western snacks, and what is the percentage or a band rise that you're looking at?
It depends. So largely what we see that in normal years we an inflationary pressure. So normal is being normally increased 2 to 4% of price rise. So that's what we see this year also
And this will be starting from Q1 itself onwards, or are you looking at latter half?
from Q2.
From Q2 onwards, there could be price hikes within traditional and the western snacks as well. Understood. Manoj, let me also understand from you, how about the recent acquisition that you made of Bhujia Lalji? What kind of scalability do you really see there, and what is the expectation of growth from this space?
Sakshi, this Bhujalal is a very small player, so to say. But then this, as we spoke last time as well, is more of a strategic intervention what we have done. So Bhujia Lalji has done well, and we have started, leveraging this brand in say down rural markets or in the pockets, where we see that competition is intense and it's more from the regional and local players. So because of very small base, at this point in time, growth would look very high. But you will see in next couple of quarters that no, we there will be some momentum in this brand as well.
Okay, understand. Now, as far as some of the other opportunities for mergers and acquisitions go, how would you be really looking at it from an FY25 perspective? Do you already have certain mergers and acquisitions in mind? Which segments would you be really looking at, if at all?
So largely like we have close to 250 crore plus cash sitting on our balance sheet, right? So we good cash balance, but yeah, currently we are majorly focusing on utilizing our capacity. Currently, utilization is around 43-44%. So we built a good capacity in last 2.5-3 years. So our major focus for we should utilize the capacity, take this to 65-70% next 3.5-4 years. That's a target we're taking. But yeah, from budget perspective, if any good friend at right price, because the pricing is very important for us, and right price comes in, of course, we'll look into it. But yeah, currently it's all very expensive.
Why I also wanted to ask you this, Rishabh, and maybe you can also add in your views, Manoj, is because we are again seeing this entire space getting heated up valuations, especially with Haldiram's now seeing so much interest coming in, and probably valuations of over $10 billion odd or so it may be looking to command with the kind of interest that is generating. How are you seeing this development within the sector? What does this augur for players like you?
So, Sakshi, this category has come in the spotlight and looking at the size and hence the opportunity. I think this is gaining quite a momentum, and the investors like Blackstone and all what you would have read and heard is also getting into the play. Uh, there is a opportunity both organic and inorganic growth as well, because still there's a quite a high component which is unorganized, right? And with the times, you will see there is a shift that unorganized will move into organized player. Hence, the continued momentum of growth in this category. These are the few factors, which is why companies are looking at it, and small players are also getting active. Ever since Bikaji got listed, this news has become very common in terms of every time you layer, and couple of listing has happened also happened post we got listed. So these are few reasons that why there's so much of talk and noise around.
Okay, got that. Well, apart from this, I also wanted to understand, Rishabh, with the kind of new product categories that you may be looking at, new products that you may be looking to add in FY25 in the lineup that you already have.
Yeah, so largely NPD is a very strong part in our ecosystem, and we largely focus on at least close to 2.5% top line comes should come from NPD. That's the target we are taking on this year.
Okay. And Manoj, if you could also share any projections for the new year. You've already seen a sharp move on the bottom line front and also on the top line. Where do you see things headed for you? Any projections that you can share with our viewers?
So we'll keep up the momentum what we have delivered. Now we'll see that how's that we can exceed these numbers in terms of the growth delivery what we have done. Capacities, which is back end, we have already prepared for ourselves, and now it's only time to just go and go aggressive in the marketplace. That's how we look at it. While keeping, so also we are looking at a profitable growth. So EBITDA margins, what we have gained is like we would want to gain, say, 50 basis point year on year kind of stuff as well. So besides top line, bottom line will also be our focus.
Okay, understood as well. Your expenses also rose just a bit in this quarter versus last year as well. What was that on account of? Could you explain, Rishabh? And where do you see things headed?
So largely we have invested a lot in talent building, in hiring good consultant who can set up our ecosystem. So overall the investment has been done around this. But yeah, this year it will largely line up the company growth.
Okay, well, fair enough. Thank you so much to both of you, and congratulations yet again for a stellar set of numbers that are coming through. And we'll be waiting to hear from you as to how things develop from here on. Clearly, this is in the thick of action, the space that you are in, and probably a lot more is going to be unfolded in the quarters to follow as well. Many thanks for speaking to us on Business Today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, with that, viewers, we wrap up this very special conversation with Bikaji Foods. But stay tuned on to Business Today. A lot more is coming up on your screens.
More than half the Lok Sabha election is over. It's the fag end of the Lok Sabha elections. And joining us today is a very special guest, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who's been very difficult to pin down because she's been very busy campaigning. But ma'am, like I said, because we're nearing the end now. 2 more phases to go as far as the Lok Sabha elections are concerned. 5 phases down. Where do you see the BJP and the NDA, especially because it set itself a very ambitious target as it started out?
Comfortably, the Prime Minister is forming the third term government. We are coming back. And the bus in the ground, each phase as it happens, has been that people want stable government. They want certainty in governance. And they've seen 10 years of what Prime Minister Modi has delivered. So, over and above